All right, what is up, everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one today. We're going to recapping yesterday the NBA game winner galore. We had 4 game winners last night. A very fun night in the NBA. Just going to kind of recap all around the league last night. Some very good basketball. Talk about it here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. Links to my Twitters, all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. We're gonna start with the game winners to start because that's the headline of this video, obviously. Tyler Hero hit one first. Miami, Orlando, a really good game. Orlando had a really nice start, but then Miami, without Jimmy Butler, came in, did their thing. Goga Badazzi had a big tip in, and I thought that would be a game. And Tyler Hero comes down, hits a mid-range jumper with 0.5 seconds left. Jalen Suggs got a good look. Jalen Suggs got a really good look at a three-pointer that just missed, and the Heat get a very ugly win. Tyler Hero finishes with 20 points on 8 for 17 shooting. Of course, we talked about him. Tyler Hero having a great season, might be in the All-Star game, and that might have been his moment. That might have been his moment that locked in All-Star status for Tyler Hero. Really good shot from him. You got Alec Burks hitting 17 points, hitting 3 threes off the bench. Rozier give you 14. Jaime Jaquez at 15, 4 and 4, 5 steals. A tough loss for Orlando. Jalen Suggs gave you 29. Goga had 10 and 14. Tristan De Silva played a really nice game too at 18 points on 7 for 12 shooting. KCP hit a clutch 3-pointer late in that fourth quarter as well. Tough loss for Orlando, but Miami ends up getting the win thanks to Tyler Hero continuing his all-star status type of season. It was really, really nice to watch. Jordan Poole also hit a game winner against the Hornets, a very back and forth game. LaMelo had the lob up to Mark Williams to tie the game, but then Jordan Poole came down, step back, 3, clutch. And then the last play for the Hornets is interesting. Brandon Miller, catch and shoot, fading, turnaround, 3-point shot. LaMelo almost got the offensive rebound, was tipped around, but, Washington ends up getting the W. They're 5 and 23. Charlotte falls to 7 and 23. Jordan Poole gives you 25 and 6 on 7 for 19 shooting. He's having an amazing season. Jordan Poole, it should be being noticed more and talked about more how great Jordan Poole has been this season. I'm going to do a video eventually about a whole video about Jordan Poole, but he's been really good. Career year. Career high in points, career high in assists, career high in steals, career high in 3-point percentage. Like, he has been great this season. Taking over, looks a lot more comfortable, confident on the court, hitting bigger shots, playmaking for others. He's been really good. And last night was a really good game from him. Bilal Coulibaly gave you 26 and 5 as well. The bench is really big for Washington as well. Jonas Valanciunas 14 and 12, 13 for Clark Kispert, 11 and 6 for Malcolm Brogdon. Alex Saw gives you 15 and 3 blocks. He's been starting to pick it up a lot more recently. And Washington has looked better. Washington has won a couple games recently, or he's even been competitive in games recently. So the Wizards are slowly getting better. Maybe it's Kyle Kuzma not being in the lineup, and Bilal Coulibaly playing a lot better. But the Wizards are slowly starting to find their way. And for Charlotte, really tough loss. LaMelo gives you 31, 6 and 6. Brandon Miller, 18 points, shot just 6 for 21. Tough night for him. Miles, 22, 14 and 6. Mark Williams gives you 16, 8 and 5. But man, like, the bench didn't provide anything at all really for this team. It really was just the LaMelo show for the first 3 quarters. And then the fourth quarter, Miles Bridges decided to step up a little bit. Mark Williams hit some shots. Micic hit 2 threes. But they just were bad. The Hornets are still very bad, man. The Hornets are still very, very bad. And literally, if LaMelo Ball's not doing everything, they're not going to win games, which is really, really unfortunate that it's still like this. We're a couple years into LaMelo Ball, and we're still kind of in this realm, for him. But shout out to the Wizards for getting a good win, and Jordan Poole hit the game winner. We also had Detroit, Sacramento, Jaden Ivey, a 4-point play to win the game. How amazing is that? Detroit ends up getting a win, a big fourth quarter, down 16. Find a way to come back thanks to Cade, Jaden Ivey. Malik Beasley hit a couple threes in that quarter. Paul Reed gave some good minutes in the quarter as well. And Jaden Ivey hits a 4-point play to come back and win the game, 14 and 17. They've already won as many games this year as they had the entirety of last year. Cade gives you 33, 10 assists on 9 for 24 shooting. I talked about him in the All-Star video, but he has been amazing as well this season. Jaden Ivey gives you 19 points. Malik Beasley with 6 threes off the bench. Jalen Duren gives you 13 and 10. Just a really nice performance from Detroit. Down 16. Could have just, faltered and just been like, what, Sacramento, you got it. But no, they come back and say, we're not losing this game. Thanks to Cade, Jaden Ivey, Malik Beasley, they come back and get a win. Really tough loss for Sacramento. De'Aaron gives you 26, has 11 points in the fourth quarter. Um, Sabonis gives you. Oh no, Sabonis didn't play. My bad. My fault. So if I forgot, Sabonis didn't play this game. DeRozan gives you 19. 20 for Trey Lyles. Trey Lyles gives you 20 and 8 off the bench. You know, um, 15 from Lee. Keegan Murray 1 for 7 from three. It was really tough. DeMar has not been great the last couple games for Sacramento, and yeah, just a really bad loss, man. Really, really bad loss for the Kings. Um, at home, up 16 and you lose to Detroit on a 4-point play, no less. That's just really tough, man. They're 13 and 18. They're falling in the Western Conference, man. Really, really falling in the West. And it's just it's really tough, man. Really, really tough. And our last game winner was Scoot Henderson getting some moments with the step fading, mid range contested jumper. Portland puts up 41 points in the fourth quarter, and they get a win over Utah 122 to 102. Scoot finished with 18 and 10 assists, but only one turnover. So one of the better games of Scoot Henderson's career. Shane Sharp gives you 27 points, 18 and 12 for DeAndre Ayton. Danny Avdija had a great game as well, 27, 8 and 6 off the bench on 9 for 13 shooting. He was great. Jamie Grant gave you 14 points. Rice for Portland. Portland also has been putting together some decent games, some decent wins. Shane Sharp has been really good since his return. Denny has been a big piece to this team. I would say Shane Sharp. And then Scoot. Scoot finally giving you a really, really good game. Where he's a plus 22 off the bench, 18 and 10 assists with only one turnover. Shot 50% from the field, 50% from three. The game winner. Like, man, that might be one of Scoot's best games of his career, right there. So really nice win for the Portland Trail Blazers. A couple game winners. They had one the other day. Anthony Simons had the game winner over on Denver. And even though he had a really rough game, Scoot came in and helped save the day for them. They're 10 and 20 now, so that's pretty good. In Utah lost. It's Utah. Don't really expect too much from them. Even though Svi Mykhailiuk gave you 6 threes at 18 points. Drew Eubanks had some decent minutes. Johnny Juzang got some decent minutes. Walker Kessler was a rebounding machine out there. So yeah, he got some good things, but Portland ends up getting the W. So some really fun games, game winners, and now going around to the other games that happened last night because there's more than that. OKC beats Indiana 120-114. They won, I want to say 8 or 9 in a row. Now, after Indiana got off to a really good start in this game, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam, they were doing their thing early, but then OKC, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, nah, we're not losing this one. 45, 7 and 8, 15 for 22 shooting, 4 for 5 from 3. OKC wins the second half 67-53. Shai gives you 23 points on only one missed shot in the second half, and they get the win. J-Dub also has a really good game with 24 and 5. Lu Dort gives you 13, 11 and 13 for Isaiah Hartenstein, and OKC ends up getting the W. Indiana goes cold in the fourth quarter. Well, not really cold. They just couldn't really get a stop. Tyrese Halliburton finishes with 4 points, 8 assists on 2 for 6 shooting. Even though they got some good moments from Miles Turner. Andrew Nembhard had a really nice game with 23, 9 and 7, 22 and 10 for Pascal. Got some moments from the bench from Jarace Walker, TJ McConnell. It just wasn't enough, man. OKC, they're just that team where if they lock in, you're not really going to beat this team. When Shai was doing kind of whatever he wanted out there, getting to the mid-range, hitting his threes, getting to the free throw line, whatever he wanted to, the defense really picked up in the second half for OKC, and Indiana just couldn't match up at the end of the day. That was what it is. Indiana could not match up with this OKC team, and the Thunder 24 and 5 now, man. They have been balling. Chicago and Atlanta was a wild game. Chicago came out, had a really good first half. Javon Carter hit 6 threes in the first quarter. He had 19 points in this game randomly, even though I forgot he was even on the team at that point. Had a really good first 3 quarters. Zach LaVine gave you 22 points, hit 6 threes in the third quarter, and it was like, all right, yeah. But then the fourth quarter happens, and the game flips. Atlanta puts up 50 points in the fourth quarter with only one turnover in the quarter. Trae Young, 16 points. Jalen Johnson had 11 and 4. Zachary Versace got it started. DeAndre Hunter hit some big shots. Dyson Daniels had a big steal in this one. Chicago just could not, get over the hump. Once Atlanta started to catch fire and get going, it wasn't much, it was just an avalanche. At that point, it really was just an avalanche that happened in that fourth quarter, and Atlanta ends up sneaking out with a dub, 141-133. Would have been a very tough loss for Atlanta, but they've somehow found a way to win this game. Jalen Johnson gives you 30 and 15 and 11 for 16 shooting, 27 and 13 for Trae, 25 for DeAndre Hunter, continuing his amazing season. Zachary Versace gives you 16, 5 and 3. Dyson Daniels with 15, 7 and 4, 12 for Larry Nance Jr. off the bench. Just an incredible comeback. An incredible comeback from Atlanta. not turning the ball over, not fouling. Chicago did not take a free throw in that fourth quarter. Jalen Johnson and Trae Young, your two best players, really working together. Your young player, Zachary Versace, bringing in some good minutes, played good defense, and just a great win for Atlanta. Zach LaVine had a really nice game at 37, 5, and 7. Javon Carter, 26 points and 7 threes. Kobe White gave you 23 points, but just a fourth quarter collapse. I mean, the team shot, 3 free from 3, didn't take a free throw, only had 3 rebounds. Chicago had 3 rebounds as a team in the fourth quarter, where Atlanta, Jalen Johnson had 3 offensive rebounds himself. That's insane. That is an insane stat. Only 1 turnover, 2 fouls in that quarter for Atlanta. Just an amazing fourth quarter from the Hawks and a really inspirational W. Um, Brooklyn gets a win. They beat Milwaukee. Milwaukee did not have Giannis and Dame for this game, but still Brooklyn ends up getting the W. They put up 35 points in the fourth quarter. Cam Johnson has 10 points. He had a clutch 4-point play. Shake Milton as well gave you 14 points the first half of the fourth quarter. That was huge. He finished with 20 points, 29 for Cam Johnson, 20 for Noah Clowney. He hit 6 3-pointers. Ben gave you 8, 4, and 9. Ben Simmons has been playing some good basketball. Ben Simmons, not even just playing wise, but also he looks happy again. Like, I saw him smiling a couple times. He was talking to some fans. Like, Ben Simmons looks like he's got, confidence back, which I like to see. But the Nets get a good win. Milwaukee, I mean, you don't have your 2 best players. Obviously, you're going to struggle. I mean, Chris gave you 21, 5, and 5. He did some solid things. Brooke had 20, 18 for Bobby. Gary Trent had 14 points off the bench. But just tough fourth quarter offense. Some bad turnovers, bad defense. We gave up a 4-point play after turning the ball over in a shot clock violation. Just really bad, late game execution from the Bucks. And shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. They keep winning. This isn't what they're not supposed to be winning right now, but they keep winning. And Cam Johnson is going to make a team very happy after the trade deadline. Houston beat New Orleans. Not really much to talk about in that game. Houston just put it on them. Jalen Green gave you 30 points. He had 21 in the first half. Cam Whitmore had 27 points in the second half because he got minutes and was like, I'm taking advantage of it. 25 for Freddie. 10, 13, and 6 for Alperen Sengun. Men Thompson had 10 boards and 5 blocks in this game. And New Orleans is New Orleans. Not really much more to talk about. And then Memphis puts up a franchise record 155 points on the Toronto Raptors after having a really good first half where Toronto kept in it and stuff. And then Memphis just said, all right, we're not doing this anymore. Look at the box scores for Memphis. They had 8 players scoring double figures. Jaren gives you 21, 11, and 6. Zach Edey had a really nice game, 21 and 16 against his hometown team. 19 for Desmond Bain, 17 for Jalen Wells, 15 and 9 for Ja, 15 and 8 assists for Luke Kennard, 15 for Scottie Pippen Jr., 11 for Brandon Clark. Just John Conchar came in the game and hit 3 threes. Like, just an amazing game for Memphis, man. They really do their thing. Toronto, I mean, RJ gives you 27, 9, and 10. Scottie gives you 26, 6, and 8. Has some decent game moments from, like, Grady Dick, Kelly Olynyk, Chris Boucher. But Memphis just really put it on them. I mean, look at the game score for Memphis. 43 in the first quarter, 35 in the second quarter, 43 in the third quarter, 34 in the fourth quarter. Like, they can't get, Toronto just cannot get a stop in this game, which is what they want to do. They don't want to win games, so that's cool. But Memphis career night, and yeah, that's all the games, man. Another really exciting game after, especially coming after Christmas, where Christmas had some really, really good basketball, and then you get this night where it wasn't big names or anything like that, but still have some really entertaining moments. 4-game winners, franchise record in scoring points, a 50-point fourth quarter comeback victory. Shea gives you 45 points. Brooklyn beats Milwaukee. Like, just some more really, really nice performances. The NBA season is shifting, man. It's turning around, and you love to see it. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn notifications, all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it a whole lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.